we are made up of memories. If we don't remember who I am, what is my background, what is my culture, what is my heritage, where do I come from, what is my profession, then what will be left? What if we lose that memory? What if I lose to know that who I am, what is my name, where do I belong, where I come from, what was my family, who are my people? To give you some idea, in Hyderabad alone, there are some 80,000 people living with dementia. Now, exactly, if we think about it, we have so many memories. You think about the childhood, the adulthood, the very important things. So, we are basically, as a personality, as a person, we are made up of memories. If we don't remember who I am, what is my background, what is my culture, what is my heritage, where do I come from, what is my profession, then what will be left? So we are made up of our memories. We don't take things so seriously when it comes to the brain or memory. But yes, what if we lose that memory? What if I lose to know that who I am, what is my name, where do I belong, where I come from, what was my family, who are my people? So just to give you a gist of it, this is a healthy memory. So a healthy memory is something where we know what is it. All of us understand what we did yesterday, where we went 6 months back. But a failing memory is something that is like, that you see in the picture right now, where it is so broken, don't know who we are. And this is what exactly is an insight in dementia, where they have some memory, but they are not able to connect it. They know certain things. There is loss of short-term memory where they don't know where they are right now. Did they eat in the morning? Who are the people around them, even if it's a very close family? So let's take a detailed look, what exactly we are talking about, right? So what exactly is dementia? If I had to ask you what you understand about dementia, have you ever heard of dementia? And what exactly like people think dementia is? So just to give you a gist of it, there is a lot of misconception about it. The minute it comes like it is something related to brain, people will have a lot of stigma. They will be hesitant. There are so many terminology for dementia in our culture. For example, if I have to tell you in Hindi, they'll say satya gaya hai, pagal ho gaya hai. And I know there are hundreds and hundreds of in the other language also. So it is always related a lot to brain, mental health, and stigma. And that is one reason why people are so hesitant to talk about it. Or people, even it leads to a point that people don't even go to doctors or medical attention because they just think that, oh, this is like an old age thing. This is very common for normal aging, and it doesn't need like a medical attention. But it is otherwise. So dementia is basically a umbrella term where it range to different types of disease, and it is a term that is a range of symptoms associated with cognitive impairment. Cognitive impairment, it starts very much with memory loss, but then it is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many other things like comprehension, understanding, confusion, disinhibition, behavior. So all these things are also symptoms of dementia, but the main and the first thing that you generally see is memory loss. So dementia generally starts with forgetting and other problems with thinking. It covers a range of physical diseases affecting brain. It is very progressive in nature. Unfortunately, it is eventually terminal and there is no cure. That means there is no medicine to cure this disease. It is progressive and neurodegenerative. It affects mostly older people, rare cases under 60. So, earlier we used to be like, when we were doing screenings for dementia, we were like, okay, let's do 60-year-old. But now times have changed, and now we are doing 55-year and above. So that means the age is actually like, it is lessening up. Earlier, it was purely like a geriatric disease. Now it is not the case. We also get to see people who are 45-year-old or in their 40s. So this is something, a big time bomb that we are sitting, which we don't know about. To give you some idea, in Hyderabad alone, there are some 80,000 people living with dementia. Now the question is, where are they? I always have this question that if we are saying there was a survey done by NIMS and which states that there are 80,000 people, where are they currently? Why the hospitals or why the clinics, like memory clinics, the one we run, we don't get that kind of a number? So let's get into it and try to understand what exactly is happening. So dementia also has a lot of reversible causes. I am going to show you like what are the symptoms. In this session, we are going to talk about it. But this is something very important to remember, that there are two types of dementia. One is reversible and irreversible. Irreversible is something for Alzheimer's, frontotemporal, vascular dementia, where the atrophy is so strong that it will keep on, progressing. Now, there are a lot of causes, exactly like dementia, like memory loss, confusion, and the other set of symptoms, which are reversible, which means that memory loss, if there is, say a person is having memory loss, the first thing to do is to reach out to a medical attention or a medical professional to understand what exactly is happening. So here we have listed out certain causes that can reverse it. So if it is like short-term memory or memory loss or confusion, disorientation, it could be because of due to some psychiatric disorders, or it could be because of depression, it could be because of infection or certain medications that they're taking, it could be because of a brain tumor or like some sort of a metabolic disorder, or vitamin deficiencies, like especially like vitamin B12 deficiency or some other causes, right? So it's not necessary that every time somebody has memory issues or short-term memory, it is dementia or it is Alzheimer's. So the best thing to do is to reach out to a medical professional and get a proper diagnosis and to understand, is it reversible or irreversible? If it's reversible, it can be treated within a couple of months with some medication and the proper interventions. But if it's irreversible, which is mainly like Alzheimer's or frontotemporal or vascular dementia, then we'll talk about like what to do about it. So what is Alzheimer's? This is the most common term that you will hear in dementia. So it is about like 70% of dementia would be Alzheimer's disease. It is a disease of brain. It's a very specific set of symptoms where there is a lot of repetition, there is memory loss, thinking, behavior, forgetfulness, confusion, getting lost, which is called wandering, misplacing things, hoarding, blaming. So these are set of symptoms that is basically Alzheimer's. Then there are other types of dementia. Stroke can lead to vascular dementia. So uncontrolled hypertension or diabetes or heart disease or excessive or smoking, alcoholism, that can lead to stroke, paralysis, and it can lead to difficulty in speaking, memory problems. So you have to be, so we come down to the basic thing that, okay, you have to control hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease, basically having a better lifestyle, right? Then vascular dementia, which is about 20% of dementia cases. Whereas in India, this number is really big because we have more of cardio issues and hypertension and diabetes. So this is a global number that we have quoted over here, 20% of dementia cases with vascular, but no, for India, this is a huge number. Frontotemporal dementia is something very interesting. It doesn't start with it doesn't start with memory loss. It starts mainly with behavior issues. So to identify this kind of dementia, which is called frontotemporal or behavior variant of frontotemporal, you have to go to a neurologist. Then there are other kinds of dementia like Lewy body, Huntington's. So these are the kinds of dementia. Now, one thing that very commonly we see is that people say that memory loss is normal. It's a normal thing, normal aging, part of normal aging. No, I will give you an example. Like, the thing that you see on this slide, like normal forgetfulness and forgetfulness in AD. AD is basically Alzheimer's disease. So, say we all forget small things. Like, I forget keys, I forget like where I have put my phone, but I'm able to trace it back. A normal person will always trace back or think about it, that, okay, where was the last I kept it? Where did I, use it last? Whereas a dementia person is unable to trace it back. In dementia, when they forget mainly the concepts. Whereas a normal person would only forget certain facts or certain things which we are able to retrace it. For example, like, somebody who has gone to Delhi, say I went to Delhi, and if you randomly ask me, like, okay, which flight did you take? Where did you stay? I'm like, okay, I don't remember, but I can definitely like take maybe 5 minutes and try to trace it back. Oh, I went, yeah, it was like this. So probably this is a flight. Maybe I took Indigo or some flight, and then this was probably the month I went. It was pretty cold. So we try to relate to things and try to recall. Whereas a dementia person may not even remember that they have been to Delhi. So it is the complete concept that they will lose. But it is not like, completely like zero forgetfulness. There's a fluctuation of memory. So certain things they may remember. They will mix up the information. They will keep on repeating the things. So, they may say that, yeah, I went to Delhi, probably it was 20 years back, whereas they have gone like maybe 6 months back. Or they would say that, I don't remember taking a flight. Maybe I just took a train. So mixing up a lot of information. So that is the difference between what is a normal forgetfulness and what is a dementia forgetfulness. So these are mainly the warning signs that you see on the slide. So first, as usual, we always start with memory loss. That affects day-to-day abilities. For example, someone who's, say, a housewife who has cooked all her life suddenly can't recall how to make a proper tea or a proper, food that she is so familiar with. Then difficulty performing familiar tasks, say like, washing clothes, putting things in laundry, anything like they have done over the years, but suddenly they're not able to do that. Problems with language, word finding difficulty. They may say, oh yeah, I went there, I know this, but when you ask what is that there or what is that, what exactly is the name, they're not able to recall those names. See, these are also certain things that we are not able to do, but problems with language even happens with us, but that doesn't mean that, we start putting ourselves in the dementia category. Disorientation to time and place. They, in dementia, if somebody is having dementia symptoms, they may not recall that is it morning or time. Right now, say if I am sitting in a place where there are all the lights open, I can recall that, oh, it's just morning. And, there are so many things that I trace back. I had my breakfast, I came here, and it must be just like 11 o'clock or something. That's a normal thinking to trace back. Whereas a dementia person would probably see that there are so many lights open. Most likely it's night or evening. So that's the kind of disorientation they will show. Impaired judgment, like they may not understand that basic things, the salt is less, the sugar is more, or the water is hot. It's very hot to bathe with that kind of a hot water, or when to switch on the gas or when to switch off the gas. So very significant problem solving will be affected. And generally, they are not able to understand or grasp the abstract thinking, misplacing things, which is the most common thing that we see in Alzheimer's and dementia. They'll keep things, keys, their belongings, their books, specs, glasses, anything. They will keep things in different place and then keep on searching it. As they lose the concept, like, for example, I'll tell you that there was a lady who forgot her glasses, and we kept on searching her whole house, and finally we found it in the microwave. So they are forgetting the concept that what is a microwave used for. Then later on, we understood that, the microwave looks like a safe, like, the safe locker. So this is how the brain changes in dementia, then change in mood and behavior, change in personality. Somebody who was a very calm person, very subtle person, has suddenly become very verbally abusive. So that changes. Loss of initiative, not interested in doing anything, just doesn't want to do. The reason is that they may probably not remember a lot of things, and that's why there is a loss of initiative where they don't want to do something, where they're afraid that they may not be able to do. So these are certain warning signs. And there is also visuospatial challenge. Visuospatial is basically to do with the vision, but it is more like a direction sense. So if say we have to go out of a room, we know like, okay, there is a sofa in the middle of the room, I have to cross it and go to the door. Whereas a dementia person gets so confused with the orientation and the spatial directions that there is a possibility they might just go round and round, or in a very weird way try to reach the door.